The first thing you have to do is type in tinkercad.com into your browser, and you'll be taken to this page. To create your account, you have to click the sign up button on the top right corner, and if you already have an account, then click sign in. Once you've clicked the sign up button, you'll be taken to this page, and then you have to input the country you're currently living in and your birthday, then click next. Then you have to input the email you want to use and the password you want to use for your account. Once you've done that, you can click the checkbox to say that you agree to the Tinkercad terms of service, and then click create account. Once you've done that, you'll be taken to this page, and all you have to do is click done. Once you click that done button, you'll be taken to your dashboard, which will most likely be empty if you haven't created anything yet. But before you do anything, you have to go back to the email that you put in to create your account and click on the recent email from Tinkercad to finish setting up your email address to finish setting up your account. Once you've done that, you can come back to your dashboard and click the Create New Design button. This will take you to your Tinkercad work plane. On your left hand, you have all your navigation controls. This cube allows you to swivel around the work plane. This home button sends you back to home view. Then you have a fit all in view, which allows you to fit all of the objects on your work plane in your view. Then you have zoom in and zoom out buttons, a switch to orthographic view and switch to perspective view button. Then you also have copy, paste, duplicate, delete, undo, and redo buttons, as well as a show all button, which allows you to see all of your objects no matter if you've hidden them or not. A group button, an ungroup button, and a line and a flip button. And on your right, you have all of your shapes. We're going to be working with these basic shapes, but there's also text and numbers, characters, connectors, and a bunch of different categories. And finally, we have our import and export buttons. Import to import another 3D design into your work plane, and export to download for 3D printing. So now that you know the basic navigation tools of your work plane, now we can start building our house, which will eventually look like this. Alright, so we're going to start designing our house. First, if you want to change the name of your project, you can just click here and change the name. And your project also autosaves, so you don't have to worry about forgetting to save your project. So to create our house, we first have to create a base, which we're going to do using this box. So just click and drag that onto your work plane. Then to make it bigger, we're going to click one of these white edge boxes and also click Shift on your keyboard and just drag it outwards, and that will make it bigger. Next, we need our roof, and we're going to do that by clicking and dragging this roof over here, and then doing the same thing with clicking the white box and also pressing Shift to enlarge it. And then we have to drag this to the top of our house, and to do that we're going to locate this little cone shape right here, click it and drag it up. This cone allows you to drag your objects in your work plane up and down. So then I'm going to resize my roof by using these black boxes on the edge to stretch it out. Alright, so now my roof and the base of my house are done. And now we're going to add a front door and some windows. So to do this, we're going to drag in another box, and we're going to stretch it into a rectangular shape by using these black boxes again. And if you ever want to zoom into your object that you've selected, you just have to click this button right here that says Fit View to Selection. So once you've created it into this rectangular box shape, you're going to click this hole button in your shape properties section. And a hole is basically used to create a literal hole in one of your objects. So we're going to use this to create a hole in our house. So we're going to take this and drag it to the front of our house. And then we're going to click the hole, then press Shift and click our house, and then click Group. And by doing that, the hole is activated and the doorway is created. Next, we're going to create 2 windows, so we need another box. And we're going to decrease the size of this by pressing this white box again, pressing Shift and dragging it inward. Then we're going to turn it into a hole and then drag it up and into our house. And you have to remember that your holes always have to sit inside your house in order to make a hole in your house. Then we're going to duplicate this and drag it to the other side. Then select both holes and the base of the house by pressing Shift and clicking, and then group them. So now you have 2 windowsills. Finally, we're going to amp up our house by adding a porch. We're going to drag in another box and then flatten it down using this top white box and dragging down. Then we're going to drag this to the back of our house because that's where our porch is going to be located, and then use the black boxes on the edge to stretch it out. Then we're going to drag this up so it's sitting above the ground. And finally, we're going to add 2 legs to stabilize this porch so it isn't just floating in midair. So we're going to make our box into a tall rectangle and then flatten it down to meet the height of the porch and slide it to the edge. Then duplicate it and slide it to the other edge of our porch. So there you have it. We have a house with a roof, windows, and a door, and we have a really nice porch. Alright, now we're done with our house. To get out of your work plane, you just have to click the Tinkercad logo in the top left corner, and you'll be taken back to your dashboard. Your recent design will be all the way at the front of all your designs on your dashboard, right under the Create New Design button. So now, you know how to create a house. In our next video, we'll be learning how to download this house as an STL file, prepare it for 3D printing, and even 3D print it ourselves.